The Wild West era was not only a time of heroes and outlaws, but also a time of creativity. Creativity that led to the invention of some of the most bizarre guns, and in this video we have 5 of them for you, so make sure to watch till the end. Number 1. Pepperbox Revolver. The Pepperbox Revolver was a unique firearm that was widely used during the Wild West era. It was a multi-barreled handgun that featured 4 to 6 barrels arranged around a central axis. The name Pepperbox comes from the shape of the gun, which resembled a pepper shaker. The Pepperbox Revolver was first developed in the 1830s, but it wasn't until the mid-19th century that it gained popularity in the United States. It was a favorite of gamblers and saloon patrons, as it was easily concealed and could be fired rapidly. It was also used by lawmen and outlaws alike, and was involved in several famous shootouts of the era. One of the unique features of the Pepperbox Revolver was its firing mechanism. Unlike traditional revolvers, which had a single hammer that struck a single firing pin, the Pepperbox had multiple hammers and firing pins. This allowed the user to fire multiple shots in quick succession, making it a formidable weapon in close quarters combat. The Pepperbox Revolver was available in a variety of calibers, ranging from .22 to .50. Some models even had interchangeable barrels, allowing the user to switch between calibers as needed. It was also available in both single-action and double-action configurations. Despite its popularity, the Pepperbox Revolver had some significant drawbacks. It was also expensive to manufacture, making it less accessible to the average person. The Pepperbox Revolver still remains a rare and highly collectible firearm. Its unique design and place in history make it a favorite among gun enthusiasts and collectors alike. Number 2. Derringer Pistol. The Derringer Pistol is a small single-shot handgun that was popular back in the mid-19th century. It was invented by Henry Derringer, a gunsmith in Philadelphia, and quickly became popular among gamblers, lawmen, and outlaws alike. One of the most famous uses of the Derringer was in the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln. John Wilkes Booth used a .44 caliber Derringer to shoot the president in the back of the head at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. in 1865. The Derringer is known for its small size, being petite, and simple, minimal design. It typically has a barrel length of only 2.4 inches and is designed to be easily concealed. It is also a single-action firearm, which means the hammer must be manually cocked before firing. Derringers were available in a variety of calibers, including .22, .32, and .41. They were often sold in pairs, with the idea that the owner could carry one in each hand for added protection. One of the most interesting things about the Derringer that adds to its allure is that it was often a last resort weapon. Because it was a single-shot firearm, it was not particularly useful in a prolonged gunfight. However, if a person found themselves in a tight spot with no other options, a Derringer could be a lifesaver. Overall, the Derringer pistol is an iconic piece of Wild West history. Its small size and simple design make it a fascinating piece of firearms history, and its association with famous outlaws like John Wilkes Booth only adds to its allure. Number 3. Gatling Gun. The Gatling gun, named after its inventor Richard Gatling, was one of the most significant inventions in the history of firearms. It was an early form of machine gun that used multiple rotating barrels to fire a continuous stream of bullets. The weapon revolutionized warfare by enabling small groups of soldiers to inflict massive casualties on enemy troops. The Gatling gun was first patented in 1862 during the American Civil War. However, it wasn't until the Battle of Petersburg in 1864 that it was used in combat for the first time. During the siege of Petersburg, the Union Army used several Gatling guns to great effect against Confederate troops, mowing them down with a hail of bullets. The Gatling gun had many advantages over other firearms of the time. First and foremost, it was capable of firing a continuous stream of bullets, whereas other guns had to be reloaded after each shot. This meant that it could inflict a tremendous amount of damage on enemy troops in a short amount of time. Another advantage of the Gatling gun was its versatility. It could be mounted on a tripod, making it a stationary weapon, or it could be mounted on a horse-drawn carriage, making it mobile. This made it an ideal weapon for both offensive and defensive operations. The Gatling gun was also relatively easy to operate. It was hand-cranked, meaning that a single soldier could operate it with minimal training. This made it possible for smaller units of soldiers to operate the weapon rather than requiring a large crew. One of the most significant advantages of the Gatling gun was its psychological impact on enemy troops. The sound of a Gatling gun firing was terrifying to soldiers, and many would flee in panic at the mere sound of it. This made the weapon an effective tool for suppressing enemy fire and breaking up enemy formations. The Gatling gun also had a significant impact on the development of firearms technology. The idea of a machine gun that could fire a continuous stream of bullets inspired further innovations, leading to the development of more advanced machine guns, such as the Maxim gun and the Browning machine gun. The Gatling gun was one of the most significant inventions in the history of firearms. It revolutionized warfare by enabling small groups of soldiers to inflict massive casualties on enemy troops. The weapon's continuous stream of fire, versatility, ease of operation, and psychological impact on enemy troops made it a formidable tool on the battlefield. Its impact on firearms technology cannot be overstated, as it paved the way for more advanced machine guns that would change the course of warfare in the 20th century and beyond. Number 4. Volcanic Pistol. The Volcanic Pistol was a unique firearm that was invented in the mid-19th century. It was designed by Walter Hunt, who was also the inventor of the safety pin. The pistol was first produced by the Volcanic Repeating Arms Company, which later became the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. The Volcanic Pistol was an early example of a repeating firearm. It used a lever-action mechanism to feed and chamber rounds, which allowed the shooter to fire multiple shots without needing to reload after each shot. This was a significant improvement over single-shot firearms, which required the shooter to manually load a new round after each shot. One of the most unique features of the Volcanic Pistol was its ammunition. The pistol used a .41 caliber cartridge that was similar in design to a modern-day rimfire cartridge. The cartridge consisted of a hollow base that was filled with powder and a bullet that was seated on top of the base. The pistol's lever-action mechanism would feed the cartridge into the chamber and then seal it with a sliding breech block. The Volcanic Pistol was also available in a carbine version, which was known as the Volcanic Repeating Carbine. The carbine had a longer barrel and was designed to be used by cavalry troops and other mounted units. The carbine was also used by civilian settlers and hunters who appreciated its lightweight and easy-to-handle design. Despite its innovative design, the Volcanic Pistol was not a commercial success. The Volcanic Repeating Arms Company struggled financially and was eventually purchased by Oliver Winchester, who renamed it the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Winchester continued to produce firearms based on the Volcanic Pistol design, including the famous Winchester Model 1866 Yellow Boy rifle. Number 5. Colt Buntline. The Colt Buntline Special, also known as the Colt Buntline, is a legendary revolver that gained its fame in Western folklore. It was originally designed as a long-barreled variant of the Colt's single-action army revolver and was named after Ned Buntline, a popular dime novelist who wrote Western stories. The Colt Buntline Special was first produced in the late 1870s, and it was primarily used by law enforcement officers such as Wyatt Earp and Bat Masterson. The revolver had a distinctive 12-inch barrel, which made it more accurate at longer ranges than the standard 6-inch barrel Colt single-action army revolver. The Colt Buntline was chambered for the .45 long Colt cartridge and had a 6-round cylinder. It was also available in other calibers such as .44-40 Winchester and a .38-40 Winchester. Ned Buntline himself ordered a set of special revolvers from Colt and presented them to famous lawmen of the Old West, including Wyatt Earp, Bat Masterson, and Bill Tillman. According to legend, Ned Buntline offered to present a Colt Buntline Special to any lawman who could provide him with a story that he could turn into a novel. The Colt Buntline Special also gained notoriety in movies and television shows, where it was often depicted as a powerful and accurate weapon. In the television show The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, the Colt Buntline was featured prominently as Wyatt Earp's signature weapon. Do you think we missed anything? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.